doing? Gearhead Tom. I know it's been a while since I made a video, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a review on my box blade that I bought with the tractor. The box blade is a BB3584. The main box blade I did want to get originally was the BB25, but man, you know, when I first got this thing, I thought, man, this is just too big. You know, with the shortage of COVID and with shortage of supplies, they didn't really have one on the showroom floor to see one in person. Salesman kind of recommended this one. Land Pride said, you know, this is recommended for the MX series tractor. This is the MX6000. But man, when I first seen this thing, when I went on there, I was like, man, this is way too big. Because, you know, normally other videos I always see the 25 series and it's what, half this size, you know, probably about right here. So yeah, this is a good size box blade. So my worry was it was gonna be too big, yada yada, too heavy for this thing. Is it just gonna dig to China kind of deal, you know, just keep on digging? And I'll tell you what, I actually really like this thing. It digs into virgin soil very easily. This thing alone weighs 800 pounds. It is solid. So for lifting up anything with a loader, or when I have the grapple on there, I got the right amount. It's like the perfect amount of counterbalance. I mean, obviously I got the tires loaded, but when you have that back there, your rear end ain't coming up. The hydraulics will go into fail-safe mode, you know, and cut out before you pick up your back end with this big heavy thing. So lifting heavy stuff with this box blade is definitely a plus. Get a lot of that nice all that weight in the back end. Another thing beneficial for the weight is, you know, it helps dig, you know, it helps break into that virgin topsoil. And my driveway, we use crushed concrete, and that stuff, just when it packs down, it packs hard. And this box blade has no problem of chewing that up. I really don't even have to use the rippers to the only time really I use the rippers if we're using if I'm tearing into sod. But other than that, just yeah, it'll break right through that crushed concrete. So, you know, the advantage of having, the other advantage of having that weight is, you know, if I would have had that 25, I'm afraid it would have just kind of like bounced and just kind of been dragged along. But, you know, with this extra weight on this thing, it definitely helps dig when you need it to dig. So yeah, that's kind of the big benefits. With this box blade, I don't see too many negatives other it's big. I'll share some videos later on with you know, how I load this tractor onto the trailer. But I currently have a 20-foot trailer, and I'm using every bit of it up, and mainly it's because of this guy just barely, like, my trailer ends about right here, you know. It's pretty much hanging off the beaver tail end of the trailer, and that's me actually having to, I actually got to roll the bucket forward. I can't have the bucket like this, otherwise it's too long. I actually got to roll it forward. So probably the one negative I say is it just makes it very long. You know, there's quite a bit of length there just with box blade. But I guess the benefits definitely outweigh that. But if you're worried about your MX series tractors, this is an MX6000. If you're worried about it not being able to handle it, you know, there's not a lot of videos really on this box blade, and especially compared to this tractor. But I'll tell you right now, this tractor does just fine. It handles it. I can be in medium gear most of the time when I'm pulling. When things start getting a little heavy, or if I'm going up a hill, like there's a section of my driveway where I go uphill, it's a pretty steep incline, I gotta be in low gear to grunt right through it. But I mean, it has no problem, it'll do it. So the tractor's more than capable to do it. So and you know, the weight's there and everything, so it's a good box blade. So I recommend it. Any comments, questions, you know, leave down in the chat or what you guys think. Oh yeah, a couple other things. This does have the class 2 and class 1. So you got the bigger class 2. The pin's actually one big solid pin. Over here is the bigger diameter outside OD section of the pin, and then there's the smaller. Of course, this is a class 2 on this MX series, so that's on that. The other big benefit is it is a double shear. You know, it's not a single shear, so this is definitely a lot stronger. Double shear meaning the pins supported on both ends. And the other thing too I like is the rippers actually have a nice extra beef steel little piece here to give beef, because I have seen videos and people and seen instances where, you know, they get too deep, and I've seen these rippers just rip through it like a piece of paper right through the metal here. But no, I do like how they add that little extra beef here too. And you do get the classic trailer kind of style hitch, trailer hitch pin there, which is nice. Some of the other versions I didn't like, especially on like the lighter duty ones, where it's just like a weird little, I don't know, like a little spring clip. Nah, I didn't really care for that. I definitely wanted something kind of like this. Oh, another negative. I got one. Right here, up at the top. These I actually had to get made. These are custom little spacers. So without those spacers in there, this thing can just slap, I don't know, well over an inch there, just back and forth. And the problem is the spacer, the pin is actually not big enough for a class 2 opening on this, so I actually had to use a sleeve on here. So what would happen is the sleeve would get biased all the way this way, and then you could potentially have this piece biased all the way that way, and you can only probably about have that much material just sitting in between the heim joint and the spacer. So to eliminate that, I had to get some these little spacers made up, so to kind of take up that slack. No big deal, but it's a little modification to try to make it a little better. So yeah, if any comments, questions, concerns, leave them down in the chat. I'd like to hear from what you guys have to say. Oh, you know what? I forgot to mention this. These bolts right here, every single one of those was loose. Every single one. So if you guys get a Land Pride box blade, I definitely recommend going through, Loctiting everyone, putting some Loctite on it. I did blue, and just tightening everyone with a wrench, because every single one was loosening up. And I don't think it was just due to vibration. I just think it was like someone just hand tightened them down. So that was definitely a big drop the ball on Land Pride's part. So luckily I caught that. I just kind of noticed it one day. Dirt was kind of breaking free around one of these bolt heads, and I went to touch it, and sure enough it was loose. So luckily I caught it in time before I lost it. Definitely worthwhile to make sure you guys, I would recommend checking those. These are tight. I think this is dealer installed, that piece, so all that was good. But yeah, those blades down there, they were loose. So all right, yep, just that's what I have. That's my final review on this box blade. Let me know what you guys think. If you have one for yourself, if you like it, if you personally think the BB25 series is better, and why. But yeah, just leave a comment down below, and thanks for watching.